Christina Morgan. Valerie Romero. Casey Spillica. Leslie Vinker. Christina Forbes. Rosa Martinez. Katie McGann. Tyra Nicholson. And I just realized that I did something backwards myself. They had the order different on the paper, but that's all right. We still moving along. With each graduating class, there is an individual that stands out and chosen to make an address to represent their class. Tonight, this individual is Casey Spillica. She was an exceptional trainee when at Pivot and was held in high regard with both Pivot staff and her fellow trainees. She is currently working at Ray's Center as the Riles Center, as the receptionist. And now Casey will give her valedictorian address. Casey Spillica, everyone.
Hello. I'm shorter than him. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to start out by thanking all of you for being here tonight. But most importantly, I would like to thank Anna Street, the director of Pivot. Anna's special name for us was pumpkins, which always kept us in good spirits. I would also like to thank our instructors, Carolyn, Zeno, Mary, May, Gladys, who we're all gonna miss, Jacqueline, Anquan, Jody, Adine, Jill, William, and Shanice. Pivot helped me not only learn job skills and computer skills, but more importantly, how to be confident, independent, professional, strong, and how to stand tall, and even helped me improve my parenting and social skills. I now have a wonderful job, and I am a step closer to my career, which is not only for myself, but for Mackenzie, my daughter. Now I have a wonderful job, and I am a step closer to my career. Mackenzie has given me the strength to get where I am today. I'd also like to thank all of my family and friends. I would like to thank the Ryle Center and MHPI for giving me the opportunity to be a part of their wonderful company. I am very proud to be a part of this team. Lastly, I would like to thank all of my Pivot sisters standing proud of me tonight. We worked very hard to be where we are today. Although I was the one chosen to speak tonight, I represent all of the preparation, time, and energy you have each devoted to strive for your goals. Congratulations to every graduate. Thank you, Pivot.
Thank you, Casey. Now, a special musical presentation by LaRonda Steele, accompanied by Mark Steele.
Good evening, everyone. track to.
Within your heart you know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right because the time will come around when you say it's yours. Believe that you can go home. Believe you can float on air. Then click your heels 3 times. If you believe, then you'll be there. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic that's inside your heart. Believe all these things not because I told you to, but believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, just believe in yourself as I believe in you. Oh, yeah.
Hey, I think you guys gonna have to give her another round of applause for that. Unfortunately, our scheduled keynote speaker, Commissioner Gretchen Conforroy, is unable to come tonight due to an unexpected scheduling dilemma. From her office is her assistant, Jonah Davis. Ms. Davis has been with the Commissioner Conforroy's office for 3.5 years. She has also worked closely with 2 pivot trainees in our linkage program. Ms. Davis has had experience working with teens through her work with the House of Umoja and the Private Industry Council. Please help me in welcoming Ms. Jonah Davis.
I'm very glad to be here tonight and join you all in the 16th graduation celebration of the Pivot program. I want to congratulate the young women who are here today who are poised to leave the Pivot program and enter the workforce. I am glad to be here in place of Gretchen Conforroy. Unfortunately, she could not be here. She is still in City Council, or she was at least as I left this evening. As the young man who introduced me said, I have worked not only with Gretchen and the Pivot students that have come through our office, but I've also worked with young men at the House of Umoja and with young people through the Private Industry Council, which is one of the partners through YEI and the JEPTA funding for the Pivot program. Not only have I worked with young people, but I've been a young person. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm not that old myself. And I was once in a similar situation. I did graduate from high school. However, I was once in the Portland Teachers Program, and being in that program, which is a program that actually trains young people to become teachers here in Portland, being in that program, I was drawn to work with young people because as a young person myself, I faced many trials. I am one of 8 children. My parents were divorced. I did not always have that happy home that so many of us dream we could grow up in. But I did have love in my family. I did have support, the support that many of the graduates here have received from the staff here at Pivot, as well as their friends and their family members. Having worked closely with Laura Fuller and Karen Wynn, I know that support is important. And it's been very helpful for these young women, I'm sure all of them alike, to be able to have the support that Pivot and the other partners with the Pivot program have provided them. And so I'm just very honored to be here. I'm very honored to be able to bring to you some remarks from Gretchen, some of her well wishes, and some of the joy and the excitement that we have gained just by being able to say that we were part of the development, that we were able to plant some seeds in some lives of these young women that will hopefully help them go on to be productive young members of society. Prior to Pivot, I'm sure many of these young women assumed that their success and their good fortune was just due to luck. Now, after the preparation that they've received in your program, in the Pivot program, hopefully that they know that it is not luck, that luck is only an opportunity meeting with preparation. And the theme being here tonight, prepared to stand, I'm sure that all of the young women on this stage before you understand that preparation is very important. I would not be here myself today. Many of them obviously would not be here if it weren't for the preparation, the schooling, the hard work, the studying, even though they had children, the meetings, all of the different things that they had to endure to get to the place that they are today. They've decided not to settle for less for themselves. These young women have decided that for them and their children, they want to embrace the world around them and to help create their own destiny. They've decided that what's most important is that they are prepared to give back as contributing taxpayers what has been given to them. They stand before us tonight, or sit before us prepared to take risk, not to chance, but to thrive, to work hard for what they believe in. They stand tonight before you prepared to be better parents and hopefully wise consumers, prepared to support themselves and not to depend on others to do it for them, prepared to do an honest day's work for an honest day's pay, prepared to go out and apply what they've learned in the classroom, prepared to face adversity and not run from it, prepared to be the best that each of them can be, prepared to stand as proud examples for their children, for their families, for their friends, for their loved ones. These women, young women here before you tonight, are prepared because of the hard work that they have done, because of the hard work that all of you have done, because of the support and the love that you have given them. They sit here before you prepared to face the future. I want you all to join me in congratulating them. Not only have they closed this chapter of their life and graduated from the Pivot program, but hopefully when they walk away from here tonight, they are ready, not only in classroom learning, but in their hearts. The school, the learning, all of the preparation that they have received in this program will mean nothing if they do not have in their hearts the will, the desire, the drive not to give up. Young women, I want to admonish you to go on with the wisdom that you've gotten that you've received here through the Pivot program, with the support, with the help of your friends. But I also want you to stand on your own. Have faith in yourselves. Not faith in nothing, but faith in what you know is real. You know what you have completed. You know that it was not easy. You know that you would have given up sometimes, that it would have been a lot easier to walk away, to run away, but you stayed. You stayed the course. You have completed your program here. You are able to go on. You are prepared to be self-sufficient. You are prepared now to not only care for yourselves, but care for your children and provide a better future for them. And so we congratulate you here tonight, not only for what you have done, but we look in great expectation for what you're going to do, for what you're going to do for you, yourselves, your family, and the future generation. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in congratulating our Pivot graduates this evening by standing to salute them. I present our 1998 graduates of the Pivot program. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. As I told some of you before, my name is Lamont Caldwell II, and I'm a student athlete at Portland State University. So I figured I'd just tell you a little bit of something about myself so you just wouldn't see me up here talking to you just on air. I'm a senior at Portland State, finishing up school, came all the way out here from Chicago, Illinois. So I'm a long way from home. But one thing that I've learned in my journey in terms of dealing with teams is something that's well appreciated from me, being able to be put in this position to be able to, share some words of enlightenment with you. So without further ado, that's a little bit about me. We're going to move on with the program. Pivot's own staff poet has composed a poem in honor of tonight's graduation. Please welcome Shanice Howard, who will recite her poem, Prepared to Stand.
Thank you. Ladies, good to see you. Congratulations. I can't settle for less than being the best that I can be, because history made me and I must leave my legacy. For what we want our children's children to see. That is why we must stand, get back to the plan, and create our own destiny. Now there is possibility. It's not just fantasy. But you must leave behind the I and concentrate on the we. Believe that where we are is only temporary. And with opportunity, priority, and integrity, we can achieve prosperity. We have the capability, we just need to set our minds free from the limits of what society thinks we will be. Mama never said that would be easy, preparing to stand when you're still rather queasy from almost being yesterday's statistical tragedy. But we're no longer standing for that systematic fallacy. Our dreams of tomorrow is what is keeping me steadfast on my journey to destiny. On our feet, determined to land, prepared to stand, prepared to stand. Thank you, ladies.
Let's give Ms. Howard another round of applause. Now we will have another special music presentation from LaRonda and Mark Steele. Thank you very much. Let's give another round of applause. Well, I guess since I have this opportunity, I guess I can say something else. Listening to that song, it kind of reminded me of something that, you know, everybody has a story to tell. It doesn't matter what background you come from, what ethnic origin you come from, where your history's from, everyone has a story to tell. Some people's stories are harder than others, some may not be. But the bottom line is that everyone has a story to tell. And the outcome of your story determines how prepared you are. A lot of people say practice makes perfect. I think practice makes good preparation. So as we come into this new year, 1999, definitely be prepared. Zerda and Carolyn Shineman, help me out, thank you, will now present the completion certificates to the graduates.
I'm Zeno. This is Carolyn. We have the great pride and distinction of celebrating our graduating class for December of 98, excuse me. These ladies have worked long and hard. Some of them longer than others, some of them harder than others, but they all deserve to be here. They have endured, they have withstood, they have sacrificed, and now they've succeeded. And ladies, this moment is for you. This is for each one of you. And I congratulate you all. Without further ado, I'd like to ask each and every one of you if you'd like to step up and say a few words as I announce your name and congratulate you for your completion of the Pivot program. The first one we have in mind here is, Miss Christy Beavers. Okay. There are a few shy ones in the crowd. The second person I'd like to introduce to you, she's worked long and hard to get where she is today. She's very happy with the job she's holding, and she's one of our greatest success stories. In fact, she pioneered a PowerPoint presentation that has allowed us to obtain some Portland Community College credits for the rest of our graduates here at Pivot. I'd like to introduce to you Crystal Fivecoats. Another shy one. This next trainee, next graduate. This graduate has some trouble holding on her hat from all appearances. Christina Forbes has also worked long and hard.
I want to say thank you to Pivot and Anna Street, who I do not see, and my case manager Gladys, who stuck by me and for everything. And I got a good job working at Emmanuel Hospital, which I wanted. And I just want to say thank you to all my instructors. Thank you.
That's my niece.
Ooh, Christy, you have some proud family. The next lady's name's been mentioned here before. I'd like to mention again as one of our proud graduates from the Pivot program, Ms. Laura Fuller.
Look at all these shy graduates.
We try to give them social skills here, but I guess public speaking is something we need to instill in some of them. This next trainee has just finished not too long ago. She's very successful in our program. I would like her to say a few words about where she's working. Ms. Martinez, could you come up here? Rosa Martinez, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
No.
No? They talk so much in class. I don't understand.
I just don't. Well, let's set the stage for this next trainee. She's very quiet. This one is a very shy trainee. She's worked very hard, and she has successfully completed our program and is now working at a place called Consolidated Freightways. I'd like to introduce Zanetta Masad.
Oh, I can't do it. Sorry, Mom.
We tried to set the stage, it didn't work. Oh, now, if this one speaks at all, she will blush till no end. But I would like her to say a few words. She speaks very well. She's one of our most successful trainees at this program. I'd like to introduce Katie McGann.
I would like to say thank you to my family who is here tonight. Thank you to my great instructors, to the Pivot program. I have a great job now, and I just got a raise. Thanks.
This next trainee, she has worked long and harder than most of the trainees that we have in this program. She's been here once before, but she didn't make her last graduation, so we invited her back for this one. I'd like to introduce to you Christina Morgan. Oh, this trainee, she works and works and works. Graduate, I can't get that. I can't get that. I'm sorry. You'll always be our trainees, but you are today graduates. Congratulations. Could we give our graduates one more hand real quickly? This next trainee, I'd like to invite her up here, but I think... Tyra, are you over here? Oh, there you are. Tyra Nicholson, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Susan. I'd like to thank my instructors, case management, Anna Street, and my peers. I couldn't have done it without them.
We do have one last-minute addition. She ran in here very quickly. You may have seen her sneak in the back door, and her name wasn't announced, but not for an oversight on our part. She arrived a little bit late. I'd like to introduce to you Angela Rodriguez. Sorry, Angelina. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Want to say something?
No.
No?
I'll hug her though.
Excuse me, we have a distraction up front. This is really what our program is all about. The little ones, the children. We had one up on stage right now. I'd like to have Michelle Roth come say a few words, Michelle. Congratulations. You've heard once from this trainee, and perhaps you'll hear again from her. I'd like to introduce you to our valedictorian once again, Casey Spilka.
Thank you. There goes my hat. I'd like to thank once again my instructors, especially Zeno and Carolyn, because they worked right next to me the whole time. They did. And thank you, Jan and Aurora and Mackenzie, for being here tonight with me.
We have one trainee or graduate who has finished our program. Very, very quiet lady, very shy lady, probably won't have very much to say. I'd like to introduce Vitara Vance. Oh, Vitara. Oh, no. The following trainee here that I'm introducing to you has worked long and hard to get where she is. She has a long road, but she's being successful in the path that she's chosen. I'd like to introduce Leslie Vinker.
I guess. First of all, I'd like to start off by thanking my boyfriend Travis for sticking by me through everything. I also want to thank everybody here at Pivot for helping me not only get through the program, but get through it pretty quickly, considering this was kind of a last-minute decision. And last but not least, I definitely want to say congratulations to all you ladies.
And the last trainee we're here to honor for completing the entire Pivot program, her name is Brandy Young. Well, that concludes our portion of the program. I want to congratulate all the Pivot graduates. I'm going to turn this portion back over to our next speakers. Thank you for your time.
Give everybody a hand again. Now, our GED instructor, Julie Elkins, will make the presentations for the GED completers. Julie?
Each graduation, Pivot recognizes its general education diploma, its GED completers. These individuals must complete 5 tests that include writing, social studies, science, language, and math in order to attain their GED. Basically, they have to do in one test what people do in 12 years of school. Tonight, we celebrate 11 of these individuals. Our first GED completer is Christy Beavers. Our second completer could not be here tonight, but in her spirit, our second completer is Essie Butler. Our third GED completer is Karen Dingham. Our fourth completer is Saleha Howe. Crystal Fivecoats. Shakoya Flippin. Another one in spirit tonight is Corinne Monahan, who could not be here tonight. Next we have Atara Vance. And our last GED completer this evening is Brandy Young. Congratulations, ladies.
I would like to let the young ladies know that do not leave, because we want you to sign autographs and probably do some documentaries for the camera. Is that correct? So kind of, relive this moment. Would any employers or Pivot School to Work experience partners please stand to be recognized? Please join me in recognizing these individuals for their support. Oh, we got it. Okay. Next, we will have a nothing to myself. What a wonderful Thank you again, Ms. Steele. Let's give her a hand again.
little girl lost her coat when she came. If anybody sees a black coat with a cute little fur collar, if you could, a black leather coat? Yeah, if you could return it, please. Rosa Martinez. Is your child? There we go. Valerie Romero. Okay. How about Casey Spilka?
Can you say thank you? Say thank you.
Brandy Young. Sarah Brownlee. Is there a Sarah Brownlee? Okay. How about Laura Fuller? Michelle Roth. Christina Morgan.
You guys know what I'm gonna say again, right? Give everybody a round of applause again. I don't have any more pages to flip and any more scripts to read, so I guess that might mean it's the end of the program. But before we go, I'd just like to share a little something else with you. And seeing these children on the stage, it represents the future, and it also represents the present, the here and now. And it's a beautiful thing because these children are the ones that can be great because the parents are great. By being here, sitting on this stage today, that represents greatness. So therefore, they don't have any choice. Anything else would be uncivilized if they didn't pass on a legacy of greatness to these children, to sit and wear a cap and gown one day and graduate from wherever it may be. So I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming out, and I would like for you to give them a round of applause again.
Go this way.
What's up?
You ready? What's your name?
Crystal.
Crystal, tell me about your experience in the Pivot program. What was one of your most memorable experiences in the Pivot program?
The 10 key.
What's that 10 key?
It's a little machine you got to do, and you got to do 200 keystrokes, and it's hard and it takes forever.
But you finally mastered it?
Yeah, it was one of the last things. It's one of everybody's last things.
If you were to talk to a young person about this program, what would you tell them?
It's a really, really good experience. It'll get you on the right track to where you want to be, if you're not. And if you're already there, then it helps you even more.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. You ready? That's what you get for being nosy. Ha ha. Come on, it'll only be a minute.
I'm so sorry.
I can hold it. I'm not gonna let you weasel out, get out of my sight. Oh, I didn't know you were
I'm
there.
just gonna get a face anyways, because I don't know that. Yeah, right there.
Right there. Yeah. Okay. What's your name?
Say my last name. Zanetta.
Zanetta, what was your most memorable experience in the Pivot program?
I would say this, graduating, finally getting done. I don't know.
Was it difficult graduating?
Sometimes it was, at points.
What was difficult about it?
Sticking with it, not giving up.
Why was that difficult, that stick-to-itiveness?
Because a lot of times it seemed too hard to finish.
How did the Pivot staff help you?
Just gave me encouraging words and, just helped me to say, you can do it, it's up to you.
And do you believe that?
Yes, it is.
If you were to talk to one of your friends about the Pivot program, what would you say?
I would say it's a good program. It helps you a lot in a lot more ways than you really believe or than you really think. Some people think, some of the stuff that we do is kind of corny and this and that, but once you really get out into the work field, you actually have more skills than you really think you do.
Give me an example of something that some of you guys thought was corny, but it turned out to be very useful. Are you talking about those SSTs?
Yes, exactly.
Give me an
SST class was one of the classes that really nobody wants to, go to and, think really corny. We talk about, just common sense things, but when you're out in the work field, you got to use those social skills and be able to handle certain situations, and a lot of the classes do help you figure out, well, this is the right way to go about this, and this is how I'm gonna keep my job.
Anna would give you $1 million for that. Thank you, baby. I sure appreciate it. Okay, young lady, I'm ready. Come watch your mommy get interviewed.
You don't have to put that microphone under that tight.
Okay, yes, sir. Oh, that's your sister?
Yeah.
Okay.
My little sister.
Tell me when you're ready, Mr. Killingsworth. Don't look at mine, look at the camera.
Okay.
She can look at you.
Okay, what's your name, baby?
Shaquaya Flippin.
Shaquaya?
Yeah.
Tell me what was the most difficult thing you had to overcome here in the Pivot program?
Well, actually, I'm not even finished. I just got my GED, so I'm still going through it, and just getting here every day is kind of hard.
Why is that difficult?
It's not difficult, but just to keep on going, I guess, would be the hard thing.
Why do you think you were successful in the Pivot GED program as opposed to Portland Public School High School?
Actually, the getting there part. I got here because they have people to come get us, and I think that made it a lot easier for somebody to come get me. So, just them, they helped us a lot. And the lady that did it, it was Jacqueline, and she was real nice, and she just stayed on me real good.
So if you were to tell your friends about Pivot, what would you say?
I say come here because I like it and we have fun, and it's a good opportunity to get a good job.
Now, you said you're not finished yet. Do you plan to complete the training part?
Yeah,
in addition?
I'm still in there.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, baby. Let me grab some of the other kids. They laugh. And how did the Pivot program help your granddaughter?
My granddaughter's named Shakoya. Well, she does wake up earlier, and she gets up on her arm, and she gets her things ready at night. She's getting to be a little bit more responsible. I hope it keep working that way.
Do you attribute her new attitude toward responsibility based on her time here in the Pivot program?
Well, I would say yes, and the baby.
Ain't nothing like a baby to do it. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
You wanna? Okay, come on.
What are you gonna
What
say?
you gonna say? Huh? You know what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, is that your cousin or your?
Sister.
Okay, ready? How has the Pivot program helped your sister?
She has been earlier, and she's got done at night and finished.
Okay,
all her
cut. Let's start all over again. You mean she what earlier?
Finish her stuff.
She finishes all her chores
Yeah.
earlier. Okay, say that.
She finished her chores at night.
And does she prepare in the daytime, or prepare at night? Lay her clothes
at
out.
night.
Do you tease her and stuff?
Kinda.
Okay, now I need you to say that she lays her clothes out at night, she does all her chores earlier, okay? All right, action.
She makes up her bed at night, and she does her chores at night, and she prepares for the next day.
And she didn't used to do that?
Not that much.
Has your relationship with her gotten better since she's become more responsible?
Yes, kind of.
She doesn't pick on you as much, does she?
No.
Okay, you want to say I'm proud of you and I love you?
I'm proud of you and I love you. Shakoya flipping.
Now I'm going to put that in. Thank you. No, we got to get...
What happened to
Who? My nose is bleeding? My face is bleeding?
Scratched?
Yeah.
Oh.
I popped a pimple.
Oh, okay.
Which is really stupid to do.
Do you want me to look at her or look at the camera?
Look at me.
Okay. Roll
Oh, this is crazy. Okay. Back in character. Take two. What has been your experience with the Pivot program?
I know you're not going to keep that.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm ready. I can't do this, so we are going to call it a wrap. What has been your experience with the Pivot program?
Actually, I've had a pretty good experience with the Pivot program. I've had 2 young women work in my office, do their work experience, and one only stayed 3 weeks, and she was great. She was a great typist. She, I think, built her confidence skills, and she was able to then go on to the next stage and phase of the program. So that was great. The second young woman we actually hired. We had great hope for her. We could see that she had not only the typing skills and the computer skills that it took to do the job, but she had the people skills, the personal skills that it took to do the job. A lot of stride, a lot of determination, and so it worked out pretty well. She stayed with us for over a month, and we were just glad that we were able to plant some seeds and help her get some work experience and get her foot off the ground.
Why do you think in society there's a need for a program like this, like Pivot, that provides a vocational as well as the academic skills?
I think programs like Pivot are very important because you need to have a holistic approach in working with these young women. It's not enough just to teach them the computers. It's not enough just to teach them shorthand. They need the actual experience working in a job setting. They need the support that it goes along with that, whether it be child care, counseling, or just that cheering to say, hey, I'm in your corner, and someplace to call when things are working right. So I think programs like Pivot are vital. It takes more than just, here's your check, welcome, thank you, and kick them out the door. It takes people who actually care about them to provide a support system for them that they perhaps did not get at home. So I think programs like Pivot are very vital to our community. And Pivot also just brings in all of the partners. It calls into play the responsibility of businesses and of the school system and of the government, elected officials. It takes everyone trying to chip in and work together to make a difference. And so I think programs like Pivot are vital to the community.
You saved the video.
And there's a fire alarm.
Is that the fire? Huh? I'm sorry. Okay. Can you tell us about your involvement in the Pivot program?
Of course. I'm the behavior management specialist, also known as the student support specialist. I'm also in charge of the leadership program, and I teach a little PPD, which is personal and professional development, and also I'm the WICS counselor.
Why is it so difficult for the young women to get here? Why, every interview I've done, they all say the most difficult thing they've had to overcome was just getting here. Why is that difficult?
Because of where they've come from. I mean, these ladies have overcome so much just to get here. They've come from being strippers to not even having food on their plate for their kids or diapers on their butts. And here they are to think about it, to go back to school and complete your GED when you have not been to school for years and you don't know what division is or, fractions. It's really hard. And at the end goal, when you're looking at 6 months, 9 months, a year down the line, you're not thinking, people in our society want instant gratification. I want it now. And these ladies have to take it step by step, and it's hard when they've been standing still for so long. And so that's why I think that because they're not able to see the end goal so closely, that it's just making that decision to stand and to do it. That's the most difficult.